online. Actually, it's a rerun because the audio was pretty bad, so we boosted the audio, improved the settings. So hopefully this second try to the first bootcamp online is gonna be all right. We are going to explain about how to is an introduction to Poike's theory. This is our website where we have all the documents in the home page. So this is a work of almost 20 years, the past like 15 publishing online, and I believe something like that. So we gather all the data in these documents throughout the years. Actually, the concept is about the continental movement, and in order to do so, we're going to give you some tools like GPlates, and show you the maps that we have, and all the documents. Here we go. Documents, GPlates, screenshot. So we're gonna tell you how to install GPlates so we can follow our maps. Here's a GPlates application, and how to approach this theory. The documents here, those are the latest ones. The ones in red, they already been first reading. That they already been check spelled at least once. The ones in blue still drafts. All the other colors are drafts. And in these papers we are telling little parts like a quilt of information. So in order to understand this theory, you actually will have to take some of the papers. So this bootcamp is to explain the papers and go over them, so people get a better understanding about the rock art related, and the post-flood rock art, the Great Flood relation, the old myths about the Great Flood. Dating the passive drop is like how we can date this event to a singular event that happened around 10,000 years ago. Could be 14, could be 7, I don't know. We will have to come into a sense on that, but what happened is he left some marks. So the two main pillars for this theory is the ocean floor drag marks pattern. There is some marks on the deep ocean, like mountain ranges that cross over the ocean, all over the deep ocean floor. The rings, the Pacific rings, the volcanic rings. Even in Antarctica we have volcanoes. So the mountain rings that you can see some of the spread and the large mountains around that area, and also the active tectonics rings. They all over the Pacific Ocean, not else on Earth. So we'll go over paper by paper explaining this theory that a large amount of water drop in the Pacific Ocean. In order to do that, and you can see that, we're gonna have to start installing GPlates, so you can see our maps and see how it works. to identify the drag marks pattern, you do have to have GPlates and our map so you can actually see for yourself. That's why the boot camp is in order to understand that. So let's go to the first things first. GPlates download. We're gonna help through to create a project with GPlates, and you search for GPlates download. You see like GPlates data. Okay. And you can download GPlates 2.5. If you have a new Mac and a new operating system, these GPlates will run fine. You go to Earthbyte, that nice place. They have nice maps too. You can explore later. We're gonna show how to see them. We got a link for them in our maps page. And then here's the tricky part. If you have a Macintosh operating system, you gotta choose the Darwin version. Not there is a Windows, Ubuntu, and Darwin. You choose Darwin for Mac OS. Okay. Then you put your name and your email. Okay. And quickstory.com.br. And then I'm gonna place order and get download link. So it will link to a download file, and you can start downloading GPlates here. Well, this is the official site you'll be downloading. You're gonna show up here. The file will show up on downloads shortly in my computer. But this file won't work for us because we are running a very old operating system. So we also gonna download the older version so we can install and show you. So we're gonna type in GPlates download source forge. So forge. At SourceForge they store all the older versions of GPlates. If not in the first link, the second link, if you go to GPlates straight up, you will see that you've been directed to a page that you have all the GPlates files here from early beginning 1.0, 0.91. I believe I started off on 1.5, 1.2, 1.0. I don't know, I don't recall. But anyhow, the 2.2 is the top one over here, and this version is very nice. It works fine. Actually, they don't differ too much if you do work with like we like to work just with the visual part of GPlates. We're gonna use GPlates as a digital globe. So we not into Python and all the calculation, the mathematics into the continental movement. We just doing observation on the maps. We need a place to place our maps and look into, and also be able to use some layers on the top of these maps, doing some work that you'll see later. So you can download here the Darwin version 2.2 for Mac OS. If you have a Windows, I believe it would be the same thing. Actually, I don't work Windows, but I know in the Mac it's tricky. You gotta look for the Darwin version. Windows will be Win over there. Ubuntu as well will be Ubuntu. Well, I'm not gonna download this when I have the downloads pre-downloaded already. So let's finish here and go to our downloads page. See what we got here. Okay. So in the downloads page we already have our GPlates here, 2.2 and the 2.5 version. You see the 2.5, when I open with this older system, I got an old Mac OS system here. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of this Mac. Okay, it's verifying the GPlates now, the file. So if you see here, I got old Mojave 2008 Mac with 4 GB of RAM, so it's not a very new machine, so the 2.5 escape won't work. Let's see geodata. Here we go. Icons. Yeah, you see the icon here is with a sign, interruption sign. No good sign for app. Okay. So let's leave it alone. If you do have a newer system, you can install that one, no problem, will be the same thing. We're gonna show how we do for the older system right now. Okay, here we go. This is the Darwin version 2.2. It's compatible with our machine, and that's great. I believe any machine will be, whichever machine you have, you'll find at SourceForge an app that will run on, even the old ones. Here you go. This is a good one for us. So we just have to drag GPlates folder into the application folders that is provided in the disk image. Okay, here we go. We're going to our application folder. We can close these windows now. Okay. Now let's see. Actually, we can close this one too. Okay. Copy into applications folder. So while it happened, after GPlates got up and running, we can also go to our Earth Maps page, where you can find a whole bunch of stuff. This site is divided in two parts. The home page is everything. All the documents are here. They being worked out to be like correct, spell checked, and go from drafts to actually papers with video. So all the papers are here. And we do have Earth Maps that are very resourceful page where you can see all the maps. And when you see standard map here, is a GPlates compatible map, standard map. The other maps, we work with the Pacific centered map and Africa to Africa. This is our way to put the Pacific on the center of the map and see more precisely the impact point and where it went and the tracks. And to understand better this drag marks pattern, we like to spread like this. But for GPlates, you can download the standard map, and we have a whole bunch of them. Okay, let's go. Where to? We're going to applications, and we're gonna open GPlates now. Hey, here we go. These drivers you can drag them to the trash so they will eject. We no longer need these drivers. Okay, good. And now we can launch the GPlates. Usually if you click with the right button and click open, you'll be opening as an administrator of the computer. That will avoid some security issues with GPlates, and it will verify. Now that we got GPlates going, we gonna look for the Paleomap. Okay, just a note. I'm gonna show you how to build this project from scratch. So let's go after the Paleomap download. Okay. The Paleomap is very nice. It's got says work. It's a scholar that's been doing that for almost 30 years, I guess. Mr. Christopher Scotts. Okay, so download here. You see the EarthBite also provide a Paleomap for GPlates. It's already the full project, so you can click here to download it. And then again, we not gonna do this download because we already have these under our download files. Okay, here we go. Our downloads. Scotts. I get messed up to pronounce that name. I like Mr. Christopher, but okay, here we go. We got his map. Very great work that they did. I agree with 100% with that work. So not 100%. I got some minor adjustments, but it's their work. Anyhow, here we go. As we are building this project from scratch, I will not like to use GPlates. It's from an unidentified developer. I should want to open it. Yes, open. Good. Duplicate this. So Scotts Paleomap. So all we need from here, we don't gonna open this GPlates project, is the raster images. Here we go. We need all these raster images because they already named it in a way that the computer will understand them in a timeline. So here we go. We're gonna make a new folder and we're gonna call GPlates Bootcamp. Okay, GPlates Bootcamp. Drag in the Paleomap raster images into that folder. Here you go, Oh man, one back. Paleomap raster. So we're gonna drag this folder into GPlates Bootcamp. Great. So that's enough from the Paleomap. We don't need anything else from this Paleomap. We can send this to the trash. As I said, we're not going to do anything, open any GPlates project. We're gonna do it from the scratch. So now at the GPlates Bootcamp folder, we do have Paleomap rasters. They here. Okay, fine. Now, and here we go. We have GPlates up and running. So what else we do need? I believe we need some extra maps as well. We're gonna go into Poike's theory website under Earth Maps. Come on. We go under Earth map. Oh, actually, in the home page. The home page is Ocean Floor Projects, OF, O1, GP, PM, PT. That's me. That means Ocean Floor 00, GPlates, uh, Paleomap, Poike theory. So if you click here, you'll be direct to our Google Drive account, and you can click download here. Same thing, we are not going to here you go, download anyway. Google Drive, want to scan this file for download anyway, no problem, but we not gonna wait for this download. Once again, we have pre-download. That's the good thing about doing the second time the same live. The first live and the second time is because you already have the things downloaded. Okay, okay, zip, OF, O1 zip. Okay, let's bring this to the desktop so I feel better looking at the files from here. That's my way of work. I like to place everything on the desktop. Alright, let's open this. It's a 8 megs file. It's also this GPlates project. Expanding both of them. Okay. This GPlates project as well. Here we go. Okay, we expand this project, so now we gotta open this project, and we'll see a whole bunch of files in our project. There is cache files and not cache files, there's GPML files. So actually we're gonna separate by kind and just take the JPEGs out of here. The map blue 500 and the PNG 01, 02, 03, 04, and that's it. That's all we need on this project. Okay. So, good enough. We don't want to open this project. We're just gonna let it go. So, how to build this project now? What we got here? We got GPlates open here. The application is right here in the menu bar. We have GPlates Bootcamp folder with the Paleomap raster images, a blue map from Poike theory, and our layers. Those layers are drawings that will overlay on the maps to show the drag marks pattern and the ghost continents and other topics. This is a very simple project that we have with the basics. There is larger GPlates projects over there. These two files over here we can trash as well. Move to the trash. All we need is this GPlates bootcamp file with the maps inside. So now, how we do that? We first, on GPlates, we first will go over to File and Import. There's two ways to import our maps over here. Time-dependent raster, that will be used to the Paleomap. Only once you're gonna use that for the Paleomap. And then you're gonna use the import raster for everything else. So first let's do the Paleomap time-dependent raster. Then you're gonna add directory and choose the desktop GPlates bootcamp. I have second folder there. Okay, cancel here for a second. Let's see, I think I double click there. Catching time sequence. Cancel this. Let's make sure I got the right folder. Wow. Okay. Add directory. And then Paleomap. Yep. And then choose. Now we're gonna do its thing. And afterwards you're gonna see a continue, and you can just continue. And we'll open layers here with all the others. I'm gonna import another raster file. No. Can close this now. Let's import simple raster, because that one gonna take a long time. If you try to import the whole Paleomap, it will take a long time. So let's go to a simple raster file. The blue map. This blue map is very nice. I like this map. Okay. And that's about it. So you can import your files and they're gonna build a cache. It takes a little longer because they build a cache file over here for the map. So one more second. Okay. Continue. Done. And our blue map. Very nice. We don't need this current feature here because we're not working with that tool, and we don't need this. All we need is visual approach and the layers. That's it. Visual approach and the layers. So every time you want to import something, you come over here and import raster. Now we're going to import the drag marks, so we can overlay over here. Drag marks. Okay. Open. Okay. Continue. Done. We have an extra layer here. As well, the Paleomap is supposed to be showing over here if I had continued that import, but because there are a lot of maps over there in the to make the Paleomap will take a little longer, and I have another GPlates project here with all the layers ready. So this was just for show to you guys, and this is the real project with that I'm gonna open up. So let's quit these GPlates and open the full project. Here we go. Once you're done, if you do it right, it's supposed to each layer show its contents. It's cache files. It will be the cache files. Before there wasn't no cache files. It was just PNG and Paleomap rasters. And also, if you look at the rasters, You see all the cache files in between. They were built while they process the files. The cache files are there to make the program faster and able to use as a digital globe. So here we go. This is our GPlates project. Another thing, once you're done importing all the files, you save the project inside the same folder. That's what I'm gonna show now with the save as, but it's the same logic. Here you go. Load the original files, load current files. Original files, okay. Uh-oh, I got a problem. Load project. Oh man, I got a problem. GPlates default. Now, close this. No, GPlates. Quit GPlates. Come on. I wanna open this one, this project. Well. Let's see if it's gonna work. I wish I don't have to do it all, import all the files, because it's gonna take quite a while. I might do it in another life. Oh. Load current files. Come on. What happened? Yeah, let's start from scratch. Come on. Why me? Okay. We got bootcamp here. With good. It did load. Okay. It did load. Okay. So we got the project open with all the layers that I previously loaded. Okay, let's close this and let's close this, and now we can rock and roll with this Paleomap. You can go 230, 40, 60,000 million years ago. Can go to 140 million years ago, and you can scroll all the way to today's date. And this is the layers, and you can play with the layers as well. Let's say we're talking about the drag marks pattern. So we can show the drag marks pattern over the Paleomap. That's nice. And we can see the mid-ocean ridge in red. Here we go. We got the mid-ocean ridge in red. Is a layer. Let's see in the blue map. I like to see in the blue map. Here we go, the blue map, because the ocean floor is black and white, and nice contrast. And you can see the drag marks pattern. Those are huge mountain ranges all over the deep ocean floor, and they call it natural formation. For sure it has to be a natural formation. Natural is there, but I mean there is no study on this pattern. This is very nice pattern, and you can notice those lines are mountain ranges, like 5 kilometers, 4 kilometers high mountain range that goes to 100 miles, 1,000 miles, and they tell something as a pattern that they are. They can tell you where Asia went. You can make the whole way of Asia just following this pattern. If you follow the pattern, you can see where Asia came from on Australia, and you also can see Australia from Antarctica, where Asia came from. Antarctica. Asia was previously here in Antarctica and went all the way up, and Australia also was previously here in Antarctica and went away. And you can see the exactly pattern showing the pattern showing the way that Australia did, and it's a very nice problem is like right here when you have Asia going away, the mid-ocean ridge. Let's put the mid-ocean ridge on the top so it shows. Here we go. It's on the top now. So the mid-ocean ridge is being crossed by this pattern of mountain ranges, and that's one of our points. How come Asia could cross over the center, the mid-ocean ridge, if everything was coming out from here? Actually, it's wrong. It can't be a mountain range crossing over this mid-ocean range freely in 3 points actually of this mid-ocean range. So it's very difficult to understand that. Well, anyhow, there is more into it. There is some 2,000 miles in between Asia tracks and Australia tracks, and we call that the ghost continents, the ghost tracks. It's other continents that they don't accounted for that moved that way, at Malaysia and Laos region. You can see the ghost imprint here. Well, this is part of the boot camp. That's what we're going to study. If you guys like to, I'll be doing these lives more often. Let me take it off the ghost continents. Okay, tracks. Let me take it off the blue map. And now we got the Paleomap. So in the Paleomap, you can see that Asia and Australia were into Antarctica, right here. And there's pretty much nothing in between them. It's just Asia and Australia, and they go all the way up from Antarctica during these 100 million years, or over 120 million years. So this gap is one of the problems that I see on the Paleomap. Well, and also the fact that how come Asia made the tracks over the mid-ocean ridge? That's something else. I mean, all the books that you see, I'm gonna go to the study board here and find a picture that I used last time, and it's a very nice example. This is all the maps we have about the drag marks pattern, old earth crust, new earth crust, and the passive continental margins, passive continental margins, and active continental margins, how they are related to the Pacific Ocean, and then, well, all the other maps we do. The standard map, GPlates, the Pacific Center map is the one that we like to look for, understand better what happened here, and call attention to look into the Pacific Ocean, why it's there, and all the rings around, the ring of mountains, the ring of deep oceans, the deepest places in ocean. This I did myself. I tracked them up, so it's just a draft. Those others are academic stuff. The ring of volcanoes and how they go all the way to Antarctica as well. Here we go, another example. Well, anyhow, the pillars of the mantle, we're going to go over that too. And there's some sketches of this continental, the Pacific drop, and how the continents move around. Here's a little animation of the continents moving, and as they splash the water, large amount of water drop in the Pacific, taking off a big chunk of land with that, and depositing a lot of water, a fifth of the Earth's volume. It came on with that water. Anyhow, the storyboard is here, and in the storyboard I have a nice frame there that I like it. Here we go, this frame here. In the geo books, history books, all of when you see talking about the mid-ocean ridge, you see a drawing like this, the mid-ocean ridge, and these parallel lines, little mountains growing up out of the mid-ocean ridge. That's what makes sense. You get something in the center of the ocean spilling material, so you have little mountains, like forming according to the surface. It's fine, but that's not what happened. What happened is, here you have the mid-ocean ridge spilling mountain ranges sideways, like let me see, let me put the blue map on. Okay, the blue map on. Okay, so you have the mid-ocean ridge spilling these mountain ranges sideways, like instead they being here as vertical lines, they should be here as horizontal lines. You can see that not only on Asia and Antarctica, Asia tracks. You can see all over the ocean floor, whatever is mid-ocean ridges, even in the center, in a nice place where they are showing a lot more nice. They don't have too much of a confusion like Asia. Here is simple. South America is one side and Africa is in the other side, and in the middle there is the mountain ranges, and they cross the mid-ocean ridge. So nature it can do some exquisite things, but I don't believe they will make those lines so well. Those lines are huge formations. You can look at the ocean floor, you can follow with Google Maps, and you can look at NOAA. Those are NOAA maps. So, and also another thing, when you start to working with the maps, if you look at a regular map, so just to close this subject, I don't understand why all the books, every impression you see, you're gonna see these lines parallel to the mid-ocean ridge, and they are wrong. They're supposed to be cutting across the mid-ocean ridge. That's what you see in the maps. So, case closed. And it's not on one, it's all of them, because it's what makes sense. It does make sense that way. What does not make sense is this. This does not make sense, how they cross the mid-ocean ridge. Okay. No, we do make sense out of them, but not in the way they are taken. Well, so where were we? Mid-ocean ridge. Oh, okay. The maps. When you look at a regular map, here we go. Bedrock map from NOAA. You not see the edges. Here we go. All you're gonna see is a dull edge on the continent. The drag marks pattern just are evident in the center, and in the sides of the continents they not so evident. That's because we had to overlay the bedrock map with the gravity map to get these impressions, but they are there. They are there. And another thing that amazed me is like they are there, and they are 120, 130, 140 million years old at the edges, and they look the same all through the way. So I believe something could happen, some meteor or they will lose some for the erosion. The ocean currents are curly, and they curl on the top of them. So that will call for a little erosion, and natural things could happen during 200 over million years. And it's not showing anything. They are perfect lying there, going from one continent to another continent, all the way leaving the marks. So that's a nice thing to see with GPlates. That's why we like to give you this tool and these maps, so you can download from EarthBite. They are very good at that. They have other maps also over there. You can see from Poike theory. Here we go, our maps. So most of these maps are from NOAA, almost all of them. We just work them out. And here you go, at the very bottom you see all the links for the EarthBite.org, 3D map, GPlates portal, GPlates download, GPlates tutorials, and Scotes, the Paleomap link. So that's about it, I believe so, about the map. We're gonna do more work on that, but it's good that you have GPlates installed and your base kit that will be in the home page. Here we go. Ocean floor. This is the base kit, 80 megabytes, and in this you have the drag marks pattern. the drag marks pattern, the mid-ocean ridge, this blue map. Here we go, the drag marks pattern. This was just a scratch. We did a rough drawing for some of the drag marks. If you go and do a very well job here with more precise maps and some software, you see like this is just a very little part of what represent these mountain ranges. It's more like for us to follow up, but there's a lot of them that we did not get it. Most of them, I guess. It's just a drawing, a rough drawing, so we can understand their directions. And what else? What else we got here? Drag marks pattern, ghost continent shadows, and the mid-ocean bridge. Okay, that's it. That's about it. Now, okay, we're gonna go to the two main pillars. Don't close, gotta change. Let's say don't close, and let's keep this down here if I gotta go back. Now we're gonna go about the two main pillars for this theory. What is the two main pillars? It's spreadsheet, GPlates, screenshot, downloads, documents, okay, sheet 1, open with, okay, Illustrator, okay, alright, reading file. Okay, here we go. Now that we have GPlates up and running and we went through some maps, I wanna tell you how we come up with this idea long time ago. Well, cheat sheet 1, how to approach Poike's theory, concept 1, 2020. We support 100% of the natural evolution. Okay. We are not a biblical creationist. Okay, that too. But there is a gap that we would like to point out with the current accepted concept, such as how misguided our dating system is before 10,000 years ago, and how misguided its current model for the continental drift are. Through the study of the drag marks pattern, analysis of the and study of the deep ocean floor drag marks pattern, we understand that there is a different pace to this continental movement. They happen in action that the tracks overlay each other in a way that can only happen if they had to do all together, like a big cake bursting in the oven. Active continental margins, all the active continental margins are concentrated here in the Pacific Ocean. The passive continental margins, all the passive continental margins are everywhere else besides the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean, all over, it's continental, active continental margins that are very aggressive margin. They overlap each other and sink. And volcanoes and mountain ranges all around the Pacific Ocean. And then everywhere else on the planet is passive continental margins. Passive continental margins are sandbanks that go away from each other, like sandbanks, no, like the continents just went away from each other, like a riverbank. They look like a riverbank, like going away from each other. This is the passive continental margin. active continental margin. They come and crash into each other and go down. So, and it's where you find the deepest place on Earth too. So it's all around the Pacific. So this is the first pillar, one of the main pillars of our study. And the second pillar of our study is the rock art around the world. Easter Island was the first one that we took seriously, and Easter Island combined with the drag marks pattern start to make sense. How Poike, stage one, Poike is the very tip of Easter Island, is a volcano, and over there they built the first scene to show us this event, and I can read this event in some places of Easter Island. Some sketches like a stone theater. In the Poike's volcano, you can see like 3 muangas is man-made hills. Those 3 are pointing to the volcano, and on the way is a little moai that look like he's scared to death. He's just like frozen, looking up like this, and he's very little moai. It's not a huge moai. They call it baby moai, I guess. And there always a hau. Hau is a whole bunch of moais in a stand line, and that means is the people that was watching this scene. And on the side of these moangas there is a cave called Anaokeke Cave, and at Anaokeke Cave, Anaokeke Cave, there is, oh shucks, come on. At this cave, there is a nice drawing of, here we go, we are here, of this event. And we can identify this kind of drawing on other places on Earth. This the Pacific drop. This is a large drop. The scare guide over here. This still part of the drop. Dead people here and a couple people walking away. It's one part of this drawing. There is a paper on Anaokeke with more details of this drawing. This drawing is placed in a cave that have a eyesight on the back of the cave, and it seems that it's looking to this way. This way is exactly the way to the South Atlantic anomaly. South Atlantic anomaly, I believe, is the entry point for this large dump of water, and the cave does look exactly to South Atlantic anomaly. This is the second scene. Is Tongariki, is near Poike's mount, Poike's volcano, and is a crater they call the quarry, because 800 out of the 800 moais that are in the island, over 300 are founded there. Almost half of the moais are founded here. And this is how they look at Tongariki, and we call it scene 2 because this is the drawing is a drowning staged scene. They all over here the moais, and they are staged like they drowning. So these people are watching these people drowning scene from this crater, which they call the quarry. I don't believe it's a quarry. It was quarry there, but they quarried the parts there, but they not left them randomly. They placed them in a random position so they seem to be drowning. There is even an old moai here, an old man here, that seems a non-related tribesman that's watching this event. If you look into our papers, you see with more detail about this sequence of events. we describe on the Easter Island pages, Easter Island papers. So, well, so these are the two main pillars for this theory, and we also have a lot more things to talk about it, but like the South Atlantic anomaly and the human migration in a lot of rock art, because we are sure that many rock art around the world was inspired by telling this event. Actually, I think it was a boom of rock art right after this event, and people will try to draw this detailed what happened to the next generation to get acquainted with. Well, so that's the we call the cheat sheet, because gives you a little insight of many things that happen regarding this theory. As I said in the beginning, it's a patchwork of information. They're all here, they're all related. The ocean ridges, how they are expressive, and how they are oldless, even though in the edges they are 120 million years old, they still look the same as the whole track. And the water, where the water came from, it could be from a comet, it could be from a bursted planet, maybe the meteor belt in between the planets was a busted planet that dropped the water on the space, and the water came up to us, or a comet. I don't know where the water came from. What I do know is was a lot of water, and it left its tracks. We actually tracked down from beginning to end. This will be the green line. Okay. Tracks, patch green. Pacific drop, patch green. Here we go. Alright. This is the tracks left on the ground. So the epicenter is right here. Begins at Easter Island and goes all the way. This the mid-ocean ridges. I believe they call mid-ocean ridges. No, the plates, the little plates of the Pacific. There is the two tectonic plates over here. So this green line is the patch that the deposit of water left on the ground. It actually was a straight line from there, Easter Island, to here, Africa. But as it was coming along and the continents were moving, it got crashed up in between Asia and Tibetan plateau, and Australia also crashing to it here. The Laos and Vietnam part of chunk of the continent made it first before the line cut them across. And here we go. This is the end of it. So by the distance and the Earth's rotation, we believe was 11 hours event to get done with the whole continental movement, were triggered by this water dump in the Pacific, and took around 11 hours to finished. And well, people see it approaching for years, months before, and there were effects right before and after for many days. You can read that on the related texts of the flood myths and stuff like that. Well, I think the rock art. Yes. We covered the rock art too. So here with you can see some rock art like Inga stone in Brazil. You can see a related rock art to the Easter Island rock art. Once you understand, once you get the concept of this theory, you're able to identify on the rock art these events, like how this signal kind of the flood and coming down, and some parts of this rock art I couldn't get a grip of. It might be natural life, but some parts you can really see the moon and the sun, and it tells you a message. And here's the beginning of the rock art. So I invite you to look at our rock art papers as well. This Zinga stone, this Margura cave in Bulgaria, it's same thing also. Once you start to understand this concept, you start to understand this timeline was broken by something, and there's a eagle man here, a strong eagle man, and then there is almost the same drowning here, and that people, the cross used to mean crossing over, and whenever I see some sign like this, it relates to like people are dead or something like that. This is upside down guy. He shows in another place of the cave with the head up. Now his head down here. So yes, there's a lot into these rock arts. The astrology part of the rock art, the sun and the moon, and this T formation here. Usually, it's almost like Easter Island. The T formation is like the dump, like how it came down. Well, we have a lot of rock art that goes along with that event. This other one here is Lapa dos Desenhos in Vale do Peruaçu, Brazil, and you can see like the dump and how the rains are coming and the animals running and stuff happening. Here in the beginning, you can understand like the rain coming and the fire is going wet, and the fire is good here, and then the fire is wet here, and the dump, and how the dump happened, and the moon away because of the dump, and then the cross and people die. So those expressions you find in many places of the world. Now, just in the Amazon, Colombia Amazon, or I believe it's Colombia Amazon or Bolivia Amazon, they just found some 13 kilometers of drawings, same thing, rock art related. I didn't get my eye on that yet, but here is Easter Island, the whole scene where the timeline, the dots are timeline. So you have a timeline with first the waters and the boats and the grass going, and then large waves and the turtle and the fish trying to get go up with the waters, the moon going away, the sun, and then the drought, and then the scared guy and the people, the dead people one side, and a couple people walk away alive. So those drawings are, as I said again, once you get the concept of this theory, you can start to understand those drawings in a better way. Well, so here we go, the two main pillars. And another interesting thing, this is the latest paper that I did. Is I just picked up on some actual topics, some new topics that are well, it's my way to do the papers. As I'm working on some new information is coming, and I place them on the theory. The pillars of the mantle. They say a lot. They are part of this deposit. Of when the water deposit, you can see that these pillars of the mantle, they go along with this deposit. They start here near South America, and they spread. They have a gap because Asia and Australia are here, busting them, and then they keep on going to Africa. Large deposit that they don't know what it is. Here we go, a nice view of the pillars of the mantle. The dark side of the moon, why the other side is like crusty like this, while the side that we see is very nice, very little deposit, and the other side is like somebody took a shotgun and made a big impression on its crust. The crust is all dotted on little craters, and this shoes from inside of yeah. So we believe that the moon came to the rescue after this large dump of water. The entourage of this water, the debris that came along in a tail form, was taken by the moon. After the water made it through the earth, the moon took all this shot on its back. That's why the other side of the moon is all carved with debris. And South Atlantic anomaly is the entry point of the water. Poike is actually right here, Poike, and it's looking in this direction. So it's like, why did I say that much about Easter Island? I do believe Easter Island didn't exist before this event. The drop took a whole chunk of land from the Earth's crust, and deposited a lot of water and made the oceans, the deep oceans, and spread the continents all apart, did all of that. Afterwards, the peoples that used to live there, came back to see what happened with the Pacific Ocean, and all they found was Easter Island, and they built this as a stone theater to tell this story to us. And it's very readable. You can go there and take a look. Well, I invite you guys to check it out. And I'll be doing this boot camp, usually 2 a.m. in the Brazilian time, between 2 and 4 a.m. Let me see if I went over everything. I believe so. So if you guys like this first boot camp online, you guys can get in touch with me throughout the website. There is a contact page over there, and here we go, creds and contact, and you can see us here, a little bit of us, and I still gotta fix some stuff here, but anyhow, you can get our telephone and call in, or use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a very nice program that you install to communicate. We use a lot down here, so will make it easier to contact if you use WhatsApp. Especially if you want to be invited to talk over here in the live, we can arrange that. You call in with the WhatsApp and I put your audio here to make questions and stuff like that, and you can participate it. All right, thanks a lot. This will be our first boot camp online, and there is our pics there. If you guys want to collaborate, we appreciate it, and hopefully we can work some more with these maps, and possibly take 1 or 2 papers for each live and do new lives. All right, thank you. Good night and see you soon. Hope